तो है ना. This is frontal bone. Here it lies. Frontal bone on the front of the skull. It has got squamous part, that is the flat part, squamous part. This one is temporal part. Here is the orbital part. This is nasal part, and this much is the zygomatic part. So squamous part, temporal part, zygomatic part, orbital part, and nasal part. Okay. First coming to squamous part. Squamous part extends from the posterior border which forms coronal suture along with the anterior border of the parietal bone, and it extends up to the upper limit of the orbit, or you can say anterior limit of the roof of orbit. From here to here is the squamous part. At the anterior end of this squamous part, this one is elevated to form the supraorbital margin. This one is supraorbital margin, which is very marked on the lateral 2/3, but somewhat rounded in the medial 1/3, and at the junction of which, here it is very much visible, at the junction of which there is a notch and foramen. This is notch and this one is foramen. Okay, this is supraorbital notch and this is supraorbital notch and this is supraorbital foramen. Okay, and just medial to that there is very small notch and foramen. This is supratrochlear foramen and supratrochlear notch. Okay, and just above that, this one is very elevated part. This is known as superciliary margin. On both sides, this is superciliary margin, and where it meet, this is known as glabella, which is very much prominent in case of male. In this way, we can differentiate the sex of a bone, that it is of male or female. That in male, the glabella will be very prominent. Okay, and over this, here is the attachment of frontal part of the occipitofrontalis muscle, and in the middle there is attachment of gallia epineuritica. This is about the external surface. On internal surface, there is a crest. This one is frontal crest, this one, and it extends posteriorly and diverges into two lines. Okay, anteriorly it is single crest. It gives attachment to the falx cerebri. Okay, and this in between these two there lies superior sagittal sinus, and anterior end is going up to the, this is the foramen. Here you can see this one. This is the foramen known as foramen cecum. Up to this limit this falx cerebri goes. Okay, and foramen cecum, here at this part, this is ethmoid bone. The frontal bone is attached with the ethmoid bone. Here you can see like this, this frontal bone is attached here with the ethmoid. This one is ethmoid, and posterior aspect you can see these are the cribriform plate of ethmoid bone, and anteriorly this is forming the foramen cecum. So foramen cecum is formed by the frontal bone as well as the ethmoidal bone. Okay, and it acts as a safety valve because it gives passage to one emissary vein connecting the vein of the nose with the superior sagittal sinus. So if intracranial pressure rises, this will lead to CSF rhinorrhea, because superior sagittal sinus not only not only give space to the venous blood as well as the CSF. It is meant for the CSF absorption as well. So if intracranial pressure rises, this will lead to the CSF rhinorrhea. That CSF is coming out from the nose, from this foramen cecum, which acts as a safety valve. Now here you can see on the internal aspect of the frontal bone, there is elevation and depression. This is due to the gyri and sulci of the frontal lobe of the cerebral cortex. Now coming to the temporal part of the frontal bone. This one is temporal part. This is superior temporal line, and here is one faint inferior temporal line. Inferior temporal line and the area below it give attachment to the temporalis muscle, whereas the superior temporal line give attachment to the temporalis fossa. Only this much you have to know about the temporal part. Now coming to zygomatic part. Zygomatic part of the frontal bone. Here you can see, this one is the zygomatic part. It articulates with the frontal process of the zygomatic bone. Here you can see, from here to here, only this much is the, this is one suture, this much is the zygomatic bone, and this is the frontal process. So zygomatic process of the frontal bone and frontal process of the zygomatic bone form a joint here. Okay, this much about the zygomatic part. Coming to the nasal part, this one is nasal part, which is represented by this nasal notch. These two are nasal bone, which is not the part of frontal bone. It is separate, but here it is articulated. So this nasal notch, it articulates with from medial to lateral. It is normal, that is nasal bone, then frontal process of maxilla, and then lacrimal bone, like this U-shaped nasal notch. And in between these two nasal bone, this is internasal suture, and this one is the nasal notch. Where these two meet is the point of nasion, N-A-S-I-O-N, nasion. Okay. Now coming to orbital part. This is the orbital part of the frontal bone. It forms the roof of orbit. Here you can see, this is forming the roof of orbit. It is triangular. It has got medial margin, lateral margin, and anterior margin. Okay. This anterior margin intermingle with the anterior limit of the squamous part, and here is also the posterior margin. Okay, this posterior margin articulate with the lesser wing of the sphenoid. The lateral margin, here lateral margin, it articulate with the greater wing of the sphenoid. This is the medial margin which articulate with the ethmoid bone. Okay. More about the orbital part, that on the lateral aspect there is this is somewhat depressed, and this is fossa known as lacrimal fossa, which give space to the lacrimal gland here. And on the medial part, here also somewhat depressed, and it presents a pulley or trochlea, which give attachment to the tendon of superior oblique muscle. Okay, that's why the fourth cranial nerve has got its name, that is trochlear nerve, which supplies superior oblique muscle. So here is the site of attachment of pulley. Pulley is what? Is the condensation of deep fossa. Now the orbital part, on its internal aspect, it shows depression and elevation due to the orbital surface of the frontal lobe. Okay, and on the medial aspect you can see this is attached to the ethmoid bone. Okay, now and here also it is attached with ethmoid, but if frontal bone is not separate from ethmoid bone here, so if it is separate, then we can visualize the ethmoidal sinuses here. At this place, ethmoidal sinuses, half of the ethmoidal sinus is present in the frontal bone and half will be present in the ethmoid bone, and all together forms a complete ethmoidal sinuses. Okay, and these two foramina, this is anterior ethmoidal foramina and the posterior ethmoidal foramina, which give passage to the anterior ethmoidal nerve and posterior ethmoidal nerve respectively. So this is about the squamous part, temporal part, orbital part, zygomatic part and the nasal part. Thank you.